Fifth grade into math lesson 8.4. Represent multiplication of fractions. I can multiply fractions using a visual model. Spark your learning. Alejandro and Prisha are practicing their soccer skills. Alejandro kicks his soccer ball 4/5 of the length of the field. Prisha kicks her ball 3/4 of the distance Alejandro kicks his ball. How far down the soccer field does Prisha kick her ball? Okay, so draw a visual model to show how far down the soccer field Prisha kicks her ball. Okay, so all right. So he kicks his 4/5. She kicks hers 3/4, right? And then they want to know how far down the soccer field does Prisha kick her ball. Okay. So how far does Alejandro kick his? 4/5. So we're gonna draw a bar and break it into, this time, not 5 sections. Well, we could break it into 5 sections. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what goes in each one of those? 1/5, right? But do we use that whole 1/5, guys? Or the whole bar, or do we only use part of it? Part of it. So we only would use 4 of these, right? Okay, so then of that 4/5, what does she do? 3/4. So do we already have 4 pieces? Yes. So then she technically only uses this part, right? For the 3/4. Okay. So this right here is Alejandra, and this right here is Prisha, right? She uses 3/4 of, oh yeah, 3/4. Sorry guys, I went too far. Okay. Uh, okay. So she had 3/4, right? Okay. So what would our equation be? Would it be 3/4 of 4/5 or 4/5 of 3/4? So of means multiplication, right? And then we would work out our problem. Can I simplify before I start? Yes, I can diagonally go across here. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 4 one time. So then I multiply across. So 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 5 is 5. So she would do 3/5 of the field, right? Okay. Build understanding. Prisha has been practicing her kicking skills so that she can beat Alejandro. During another practice, she kicks her soccer ball 5/6 of the length of the field. Alejandro kicks his soccer ball 4/5 of the distance Prisha kicks her ball. Use the number line to show how far down the soccer field Alejandro kicks his ball. Okay, so they once again gave us one as a whole. Okay, so Prisha goes how far, guys? 5/6, right? Alejandro goes 4/5. So we're going to break it first into how many pieces? 6, right? So, and then we're going to label them. So 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. Okay. And then it said that Prisha went to 5/6, right? Okay, so that's Prisha. Okay. Then of that 5, 6, how many? So we have 5 spots, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Of those 5 spots, how many did Alejandro do? 4, right? So, here's Alejandro, right? Okay. So basically, our equation would be what? 4/5, because it was 4/5 of the 5, 6. And like we said, 4, 6, or of means multiplication. So can I simplify before I start? Yes. So I can go this way. 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 5 one time. Can I simplify the other way? I can't simplify the other 4 and 6? Yes, I can. What goes into both 4 and 6? 2. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 6 3 times. So I'd multiply it across, and that would be 2. I multiply it across, and that would be 3. So let's look at letter A. What does 1 on the number line represent? So 1 on our number line, so right here, that represents the what? The whole length of the field, right? Okay. Letter B. How did you represent Prisha's distance? So how did we do that? So we divided the number line into what? Right. We divided the number line into 1/6 sized pieces. Okay. Then how did you represent Alejandro's distance? So we took what, 4 of the 1/6 pieces that Prisha had. Okay. So let's see, letter D. How far down the field does Alejandro kick his soccer ball? So what was our equation? We said what? 4/5 times 5, 6, and we got what? 2/3, right? Okay, so 2/3 of the field. Number 2, after soccer, Prisha and Alejandro are hungry. Prisha eats 6/8 of a granola bar. Alejandro eats 2/3 as much as Prisha. Draw a visual model to show the fraction of the whole granola bar that Alejandro eats. So 6/8, right, for Prisha. Alejandro, 2/3. Okay, so who do we need to draw first? Prisha, right? So we're going to draw the bar. And how many pieces are we breaking it into? 8, right? Okay, and so those are each 1/8 pieces, right? And how many of those do we need to color in? 6. Okay, now each of those 1/6 can also equal what for thirds? So technically, like this would be 1/3, right? Because 2/6 is also equivalent to 1/3, right? Is that correct? Okay, so each of those 2/6 is also equivalent to 1/3. So we need to take 2 of those 1/3 pieces, right? And that equals who? This was Prisha. This is Alejandro, right? Okay. So what is my equation going to look like, guys? 2/3 times 6/8, because it was 2/3 of the 6/8, right? Can I simplify before I start? Yes. My 3 can go into 3 one time. My 3 can go into 6 2 times. Can I simplify the other way? Yes. My 2 can go into 2 one time. My 2 can go into 8 4 times, right? So that equals, so I multiply across, right? So 2/4, which equals 1/2. Okay, so how much of a granola bar does Alejandro eat? How does your visual model show that? Okay, so basically we'll just say, because our visual model kind of explains it. So 1/2 of a granola bar. Write an equation to model the problem. So we already did that, right? We said 2/3 times 6/8, and what do we get for our answer? 1/2 of the granola bar. Check for understanding. Number 1, Jake's family eats 3/8 of a pan of banana bread. Emily's family eats 2/3 of the amount that Jake's family eats. How much of the whole pan of banana bread does Emily's family eat? Write an equation to model the problem. So Jake's was 3/8. Emily's was 2/3 of Jake's amount. So how much of the pan of banana bread does Emily's family eat? So which one goes first, guys? The 2/3 or the 3/8? That's how much Jake's family ate. Emily's ate 2/3 of that. So we need to do the 2/3 of Jake's family, which was 3/8, right? Okay, because the amount that Jake's family eats, okay, that tells us that hers comes first because we're taking a part of what his family ate. Okay, and then the of course, is represented by multiplication. Can I simplify before I start? Yes. So the 3 can go into 3 one time. 3 can go into 3 one time. What goes into 2 and 8? 2. So 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. And then I multiply them out. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. So 1/4 of the pan of bread. On your own, a recipe for honey glazed chicken calls for 3/4 of a cup of honey. Marcel wants to make 2/3 of a batch of the recipe. Use the number line to find the amount of honey that he needs. Write an equation to model the problem. So we have 3/4 and we have 2/3. So we need to do what first? The fourths, right? So we're going to break our number line and break it into fourths. So 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. Okay, then of the 3/4, so it only goes to here, right? Of those 3 pieces, we need to use what? 2 of them.